This is from at Pick Up and Play. I'm curious about your thoughts on WWE's recent releases and rumors of production cuts for both NXT and the main roster. All right, so this happened, what, about a week ago?
Yeah.
I'm going to go look it up right now, WWE roster cuts. Off the top of my head, the biggest ones they cut were Oksana, who was a diva, who was decent. She's come out with Cesaro when he first came into the Federation.
They cut Jinder. They cut McIntyre.
Yes, of the three-man band, which were kind of surprising, and Brodus Clay. Those are the big ones. But Brodus Clay, he hasn't really had much to do once they turned him heel last year.
They buried him in NXT.
Is that what they did?
Yeah.
On the way out?
I knew he was on his way out. They buried him.
It's really a shame for him because he was supposed to be a monster. And then even the promos when he came in 2.5 years ago, he was a monster.
Uh-huh.
Was it even 2.5 years ago? 2 years ago? And then he comes in all of a sudden as the Funkasaur out of nowhere. People are like, what the hell is this? And it got over, though. People liked it. And then I guess it got tired. And then they brought in Prince Albert came back. Albert came back, and he was 10-side, and they changed him into his partner. Anyway. I was really disappointed, Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre, just because they were given the worst possible position with the three-man band.
Yeah.
And they're talented. They're not talented. Drew McIntyre was, I think, he was Intercontinental Champion like 3-4 years ago.
He's a good wrestler. Both of those guys are good wrestlers.
Yeah, they're decent. And what's the main guy's name? The leader of the three-man band. I can't even think of it right now. But he got himself over last summer during the...
Was it Justin Gabriel?
Not Justin Gabriel. Another guy they're not doing anything with.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger.
Heath
Ledger.
Yeah.
Last summer...
not Heath Ledger.
What? Not Heath Ledger. What's his name?
This is a disaster.
This is why I'm tired.
Just go. Just talk.
What the hell is his name? Someone help me out. Heath Ledger.
Yeah, Heath Ledger.
Oh, God. Anyway, so last summer, it was the 20th anniversary of Raw. Like, the whole summer they were doing it. And so he'd come out and get his ass kicked by all Jesus Christ, someone help me.
Heath Slater.
Heath Slater. Thank you very much. Heath Slater would come out in Raw every week and get beat up by Vader, Doink the Clown, DDP, Psycho Sid. It was fantastic. And at that point, Heath Slater he was kind of just a jobber. But he did very well in that role of getting his ass kicked every sort of week by these legends. And he put them all over. Like, he got the clothesline from hell. And then he like flipped on his head. It was hysterical. So from that, they gave him a chance. So they started a three-man band thing, and they brought in McIntyre and Jinder Mahal, who they were languishing with no direction. And at first, you're like, this is really stupid. This is like almost like three count back in WCW back in like 98, 99. But it got over. More and more people were like, okay, they started out as heels attacking, but in the past few months, people were starting to cheer these guys because they were endearing to some extent as the lovable losers.
Yeah,
and they were just feuding with the Matadors and the little Torito guy, and it had its place. And sometimes you need guys in the roster just to fulfill that sort of role, especially if you have nothing for them. So I don't know if Heath Slater's answered. He was on Raw, but I think he was upset about it, Heath Slater, because these are guys who was traveling with the past 6-7 months, and now they're gone out of nowhere. It just seemed like, what a waste, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of upsetting just because like I said, I thought they were decent wrestlers, and I felt like they didn't. Unlike Brodus Clay, who I feel like got shit canned because he's not a very good wrestler and he's not very interesting.
They put him in that movie, which is funny. Now he's
yeah. You know, I don't feel like these guys got shit canned for lack of wrestling talent, but they just got stuck in a gimmick, and it never. Here's the thing, so this goes to as far as production cuts for both NXT and the main roster. I think that's upsetting because I think NXT is the best thing they have, but I think they just looked at who they could cut because they have so many good people in NXT right now who are ready to pop, like. Bo Dallas and
Bo Dallas is wrestling on the roster.
Yeah, Bo Dallas and Sami Zayn, and they pulled Cesaro out of there, and they've just got these slightly better options now in NXT. And I mean, there is a point where your wrestling roster is too bloated. You can't do anything with a hugely bloated roster. So I just feel like it was it came down to it. And they're like, well, unfortunately, three-man band is kind of a joke. Boom.
But they made it a joke, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
they were fulfilling the role that they were given just fine.
So
they did some funny skits with that, but whatever. It's just a shame. They'll show up somewhere. Obviously, there's like the GFW's starting up, and Jeff Jarrett's starting his own federation.
Whatever.